Andra Gillespie from Emory University is with us, as she always joins us on election night. So what is the expectation tonight? What should we be looking at? What is, in your view, perhaps the most important bellwether this evening?
Well, on the Democratic side, I think the big question is, what is the strength of an endorsement from Stacey Abrams? So this is looking like it's putting up a fight between the new guns, who are supported by Stacey Abrams, and some of the older, more established Democrats who are running against them. So we'll have to see what the margins look like and whether or not an Abrams endorsement holds sway. I think we're in some of the congressional races on the Republican side. This is another test of what the staying power of an endorsement from Donald Trump means. And so I think the same things that were true in May are also true here as well. An endorsement from the former president is great, but if you're a novice candidate, if you are a candidate who comes with a lot of baggage, will your other deficits actually be offset enough by the Trump endorsement to actually propel you to the nomination?
The expectation of turnout tonight will be low. People not energized during these kinds of election runs?
Well, it's not just not being energized by these kinds of races. There's a lot of fatigue. People remember to show up in May. We're now on the first official day of summer, but people are well into the throes of summer vacation. This is the type of race that is easy to forget. Also, not every district included runoffs, and so there may be some confusion. And so we should also expect that because the marquee races, some of the marquee races didn't go to a runoff election, that a lot of people just sat this out either because they didn't have another race to vote for or because they were pretty indifferent to what the outcome would be.
So with fewer people then showing up with maybe not a, I'm going to use the term passionate base, does that mean there is a possibility of perhaps upsets that we didn't see?
Well, it's not that the base won't be passionate. The people who show up will be involved, will be engaged, and will be passionate. What this means is that whichever candidates did the best job of reminding their voters to come back may be in a good position to be able to win, and ultimately that decides who gets these nominations. And so maybe we could talk about the larger sort of partisan mass actually propelling people towards the top two, and then it's whoever does the best GOTV job in particular who's actually going to end up getting the nomination.
That congressional district of Jody Heiss is a curious one. You've got Kemp versus Trump, and you've got Vernon Jones, who is in this fray, and I moderated one of their early debates for the Atlanta Press Club. It was spirited, it was fiery, it was interesting. They're not that dissimilar on issues, but personal style certainly, and ambition is something that gets horns locked.
Well, it's ambition, and then it's also familiarity with the district. So you have Mike Collins, who's the son of the late congressman who represented that district, somebody who was based in the district. And then you have Vernon Jones, who's coming in as an outsider with the endorsement of the former president, but who's also coming in with a lot of personal baggage in terms of his history, and also the baggage of having been a Democrat until recently. And so it's a question of whether or not voters in this district are going to respond to this outsider.
Dr. Andra Gillespie, thanks. We appreciate it. We'll see you in a few minutes. You can also get the full list of results from the runoff election sent right to your phone if that's something you so choose. We are able to do that to you. Just text the word results to 404-885-7600. Add any results and updates we get. We will post them on 11alive.com, as well as update you right here on 11 Alive News Prime Time.